we're now ready to create FK controls for the legs. Again, we can work with a tapered arrow. Let's go ahead and just work with one shape instead of attaching two shapes. And we'll go ahead and place these controls right in front of the legs. So we'll go ahead and head over to our side view. Let's grab our line tool. And we'll go ahead and check our snap settings. We want to snap to grid. So we'll enable snap. We'll go ahead and create our shape, just as we've done before. Alright, so let's go ahead and close the spline. Go ahead and exit the line tool. And we could also turn off snapping. From there, let's go ahead and center the pivot on this object. So head over to the hierarchy panel. Effect pivot only, center to object. At this point, I'll go ahead and head over to the perspective view. And let's say we align this to our left thigh. So we'll go ahead and do that with a quick align using Shift A. We'll go ahead and select one of our thigh bones. Now let's start to resize this. Go ahead and start scaling this down a bit more. I'd also like to add some thickness to this, so we could always head over to our Modify panel, enable on viewport. Okay, great. Just bring this down just a little bit more. I think that's going to work out just fine. Let's go ahead and have this stored in our controls layer. And we'll have this renamed to enum L thigh FK01. All right, wonderful. Now remember, we want to color code this object. We're working with a light purple here. So I'm going to make sure to find that color and apply it. All right, wonderful. Now what we could do is go ahead and take this shape and start moving it back. Let's go to our hierarchy panel and go to Effect Object Only. And let's start to translate this back. Beautiful. And if you need to, you could always go ahead and bring back the character just to make sure that the control doesn't intersect with our mesh. So I think the placement of this is pretty good. Might want to just scale this down just a little bit more. All right, now I think that this is going to work out well for us. All right, so what we now want to do is go ahead and clone this down the leg. Let's go ahead and press Control V. We'll make this a copy, and we'll name this enum L shin FK01. Great, let's go ahead and quick align it to the shin bone. So we'll use Shift A to do that. And now let's go ahead and create one for the ankle. So again, we'll clone with Control V. Let's go ahead and rename this to enum L ankle FK. We'll add the 01 at the end. Choose OK, and let's go ahead and now quick align this to our ankle. Great, we may need to adjust the shape of this, no worries. Going back to our hierarchy panel, we'll go ahead and choose Effect Object Only, and let's start to translate this up and forward. Great. Might bring that down just a little bit more. And I think we are good to go. I think these controls look nice. So I'll go ahead and turn off Effect Object Only. And then once these are in place, we can go ahead and clone this across. So we could always select all three controls, press Control V, choose Copy. Let's go ahead and slide these over. Let's recolor them, that light green we've been using. Let's go ahead and move them in place. Remember, we will make sure that these are mirrorable controls, meaning that when we rotate on both sides, we get a mirrored result. So I'll show you how to do that shortly. Let's go ahead and quick align to the right thigh, the right shin, and then the right ankle. Alright, so once these are in place, we need to rename them. So that's going to be enum R ankle for this one, FK01. Could always copy this name, go to the shin control, paste, and that's going to be enum R shin FK01. I'll add that underscore between shin and FK. It just makes it easier to read the name. I'll go ahead and go to the thigh control and take care of its name. Alrighty, so now that our controls are in place, we're going to stop the lesson here, and the next lesson we'll work on connecting these controls to our FK system.